No matter what kind of circumstances you were born into, no matter what environment you grew up in, no matter what situations life placed in front of you, you always have the power to find a path forward and build success for yourself. I had to discover that truth in my own life. When I was younger, I used to watch college students walking toward the campus nearby, and every time I saw them, a question would appear in my mind. Where are they going? What are they doing there? Why do they seem different, from everyone else around them? Those thoughts stayed with me, quietly sitting in the back of my mind. My mother used to say something that never left me. Whatever you choose to do in life, if you want to change your circumstances, you must get an education. I carried those words with me. No matter what happened, I knew one thing. I had to educate myself. I had to earn a degree. And when I saw those students walking into that school down the street, I started believing that could be me one day. I created that vision long before it became real. I attended a school in an area where most families were well off, and when I walked through those halls, I noticed something immediately. Students had brand new books, fresh notebooks, nice clothes, clean shoes. Everything around them looked organized, polished, comfortable, and I remember thinking, I don't have those things. Then I would return to my neighborhood, and what I saw there was very different. Graffiti on the walls, trash on the sidewalks, two completely different worlds. And I kept asking myself the same question. What creates this difference? Why do some people live in this environment while others live in something completely different? Day after day, that question stayed with me. Eventually, I realized something powerful. The difference begins with thinking. How we think about life, how we see our future, how we interpret our environment. Those thoughts shape everything. Our thinking defines the direction of our lives. If we believe we can succeed, we begin acting in ways that lead to success. But if we believe we are trapped, limited by our environment, then those beliefs quietly build the life we live. The moment we learn to observe our thoughts, to capture them, to reshape them, something powerful happens. Those thoughts become energy. Energy that unlocks brain power. And that brain power allows us to transform our circumstances. That, my friend, is how lives change. And when one person changes their life, they often inspire others to change theirs. At one point in my life, I was failing several classes. I failed algebra, I failed geometry, I failed calculus, I failed chemistry. Math felt impossible to me. Then one day, my calculus teacher made an announcement. He said, I will offer calculus tutoring during winter break for anyone willing to come to campus and study. I assumed the room would be full, but when I arrived, there was only one student there, me. And instead of feeling discouraged, I thought, this is a blessing. I had the teacher all to myself, so I began asking questions. What exactly is an integral? What does a tangent represent? What is an instantaneous rate of change? These were all concepts related to derivatives in calculus. And for the first time, I truly started understanding them. That moment changed everything because for the first time, I realized something surprising. I was actually smart. The thing stopping me had never been my ability. It had been fear. I had convinced myself that I simply couldn't do well in mathematics. But once that fear started fading, my mindset shifted. I told myself, I'm going to try this, no matter what happens. Maybe I'll fail again. Maybe I won't. But I will give it everything I have. And I did. I studied harder than ever. I worked intensely. And still, I failed again. But something inside me had changed. Failure didn't feel as terrifying anymore. I realized something powerful. Failing isn't the end. It's part of learning. If I spent more time practicing, I could have become good at this. That realization changed my thinking. I told myself, all right, I will keep working until I understand this. And as I kept studying, something else happened. I started helping other students. Whenever I worked beside someone struggling with math, I realized something. That person next to me was a mirror of myself. Helping them understand helped me understand even more. It became teamwork. And since every student on campus needed mathematics, I got to know everyone. Students from every major, every background, every department. Eventually, I became one of the most well-known students on campus because everyone needed help with math. And the confidence I built came from transforming something I once failed into something I could master. That shift in thinking created a completely new reality for me. That confidence empowered me. It helped me graduate at the top of my class. And that success opened doors that eventually led me to launching rockets. Through those experiences, I discovered something incredible. The human brain is unbelievably powerful. When I entered the field of rocket science, I faced many challenges. I was often the only woman in the room. I was often the only person of color, so I knew something immediately. If I wanted to succeed, everything I did had to be twice as good. That became my mindset. I asked myself constantly, how can I contribute so much to this environment that when I leave it better than I found it? Working in rocket science taught me something else. The same mathematics used to launch rockets to Mars can also explain how our brains reshape themselves. Our thoughts literally rewire our brains. When we become aware of our situation, we face choices. And every choice becomes a turning point. That moment of decision reshapes the brain itself. It builds new neural pathways, and those pathways unlock new abilities. Every decision matters. When you ask yourself, how do my thoughts align with where I want to go? Everything changes. You begin choosing thoughts intentionally. You might say, this thought will move me closer to becoming a scientist. This thought will move me closer to becoming a doctor. This thought will move me closer to becoming a leader and an entrepreneur, a creator. Whatever your dream is, your thoughts must align with that direction. When you realize you have control over your thoughts, you unlock tremendous power. You begin deciding, will I approach this moment with fear or will I move forward? No matter what happens, that is when your true power emerges. When mentors, parents, or teachers expect success from you, that expectation becomes part of your identity. You begin believing success is possible, but if no one ever tells you what you are capable of, if no one ever reminds you of your value, it becomes easy to believe you are not worthy. Sometimes we need someone else to show us our potential before we can see it ourselves. Another powerful lesson comes from studying what we don't want. When we clearly see something we don't want, we can discover what we do want by examining the opposite. In rocket science, we start by imagining the worst possible outcome. For example, when launching a rocket, we do not want flames exploding out the side. Instead, we want the energy directed downward, creating a powerful plume. So we study the worst case scenario first. We ask, what events could lead to the outcome we don't want? Then we design systems to prevent it. Working alongside brilliant scientists taught me something amazing. Genius is not reserved for a few people. Anyone can develop a powerful mind at any age. Forget what anyone has told you. You can grow a strong, intelligent brain at any stage of life. Every decision reshapes your brain, and the more thoughtful decisions you make, the stronger your brain becomes. That realization also makes you more careful. You begin asking yourself, will this decision move me closer to where I want to go? Very early in my life, I made one decision. Wherever I go, I will improve the environment around me. I will leave a positive mark. I will create opportunities so the people who come after me can build something even greater. And if you have an interest in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, then step into it. The world needs you. These fields desperately need people who can see the big picture, people who can understand complex ideas and explain them in ways that others understand. That ability is powerful. That ability changes the world. If you have the opportunity, go for it. Step into that path and use your mind to make a difference.